can't take it. If I don't have my line, I don't have anything. Rainbow, kitten, ninjas with whipped cream. The question.
Are you doing okay? You don't look so good.
The question, Jess. It's the question to what is it?
What is it?
It is Nerdcast.
To the Batmobile. Let's go. Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed. Roger. Ready to move out.
Hi everyone. With Mitch's strange behavior, the AI and I have made the decision to place him in quarantine until we can figure out exactly what is wrong with him.
Hi, Jess. This is your friendly, non-destructive AI, and I have some news about Mitchell.
Which is?
He's escaped the show and believes he's making his own show in his own universe.
Which is where?
Katsucon.
Well, I guess I better do news and views in the meantime. The last couple of weeks have brought tons of news. Some of it is, huh, news, and other, wait, what, news? But some of it is also awesome, like the fact that The Walking Dead mid-season premiere beat out the Olympics in terms of both views and ratings. More on the weird side, however, the rabbits are getting their own movie. What's that about? It's supposed to be a combo of live action and animation, kind of like the Chipmunks and Smurfs. Ubisoft is also apparently participating in production, so expect the same amount of rabid screaming. In the meantime, you'll find all of us here at Nerdcast being rehabilitated at the nearest psychiatric facility.
They just won't stop screaming. They won't stop.
More awesome news. Frozen is coming out on Blu-ray on March 18th, but in the meantime, maybe you can watch the sing-along version that's in theaters. You could also watch the making of The Last of Us, which happens to be free on Amazon right now. In July, Japan will see a new Pokemon movie in theaters, and along with it, a new Pokemon. Number 719 Diancie is making its debut in the next movie. Here in the States, however, we have to wait for the Pokemon movies. But good news! Arrow is the CW's highest rated show.
Oh, is that why they're making a Flash spinoff?
Yep, and it's also why it's been renewed for a third season. Early, actually. Other early renewals are The Vampire Diaries, Supernatural, The Originals, and Reign. Sharknado 2 has been announced as well, and you can watch the first one on Netflix, so there's just no excuse, guys. Go watch it. Sad news. Will Smith will not be returning for Independence Day 2, but fear not! Apparently they had 2 scripts in the works just in case this happened. Also, the Lego Movie. Oh my god, it had such a great opening weekend, and unfortunately, Mitch will not be around to tell you if you should see it or not because he doesn't want to.
You should most absolutely, definitely.
Mitch, I said no. Time to keep steamrolling with the news, starting with, well, Steam. Yeah, that was a bad pun. Steam has been making some updates to its browsing features, including a section for recently updated games, as well as user-generated tags so that you can find all the games that even reference Doge. There are standard tags as well, and the user can report offensive or inappropriate tags.
I'm looking at you is not a game.
Kinect Rival Sports for the Xbox One will be released on April 11th, and both the PS4 and Xbox One have received price drops in the UK. These aren't official Sony and Microsoft prices. The stores are just discounting the hardware. Sony probably doesn't need this, however, due to the fact that recently they have hit over 5 million PS4 sales, and that's before it hit Japan. Like, I don't even know what's going to happen once it gets there. This is ridiculous. Halo 2 Anniversary has been confirmed by Master Chief's voice actor, and although Microsoft looks like they're mad at him for doing so, he's not exactly taking it back.
Why are they calling everything Anniversary?
Who knows? Maybe they're trying to follow Nintendo's anniversaries they've been doing for the past few years.
Yeah, but then what's Nintendo gonna do once Year of Luigi ends?
Mudkip. Anywho, hopefully this will hold fans over until Halo 5 is released. PSA for Flappy Bird lovers. In case you don't have it on your smartphone, do not try to buy one of the smartphones from eBay. It's not worth it. Also, do not try to download the app from the web. It's not worth it. Spend your money on something more enjoyable and do not risk the malware infection. Facebook is currently trying to infect my phone because they bought WhatsApp. Stop it. I'm running out of apps to use here, guys.
Jessica, I've located Mitch at the Katsucon.
Really? You know where Mitch is?
You got it.
Show me.
Hey Nerdcast, we're coming to you live from the Gaylord International Hotel and Katsucon 2014. Is this your first time cosplaying?
No, I've actually been cosplaying for about 5 years now.
This is a 1 hour line. Somehow this is 1 hour long. If there were any new cosplayers starting out, how would you recommend they make a costume like this?
It's just really a lot of time, dedication, and patience. Like, it's not really about your skill level. It's like if you're willing to put in the hard work, you can definitely get the results you want.
By the time we get out of here, I will be 46 years old. So, what's the best thing about Katsucon?
I love the Japanese cultural panels this year.
There's so many people! I'm not used to being around this many people at once. What is it like setting up shop at Katsucon?
Setting up shop at Katsucon, you know, it's kind of like setting up shop at a lot of other conventions. I guess my boss puts it best, you gotta be like one sandwich short of a Happy Meal to do this kind of stuff on a regular basis. So, it's crazy, but it's worth it.
Great. You found him. Now go get him.
I'm on it.
So in what is probably the saddest news of the week, Ken Levine of Irrational Games, the studio that brought us the BioShock series, announced that the company will be restructuring, which unfortunately brings massive layoffs. He's only keeping 15 staff members because he wants to get back to the roots and work with a smaller team over at Take-Two. We only wish the best for those affected by this change. In more exciting news, however, Disgaea 4, A Promise Revisited, will launch in North America and Europe this summer for PlayStation Vita. It was originally on the PS3 as A Promise Unforgotten. The Vita version is currently available in Japan, but it will be nice to have it localized. And now, for a barrage of Nintendo news.
Don't care.
In order to stay relevant, the other Thursday there was a Nintendo Direct to keep all you kids stuck in that snowstorm entertained.
We're still snowed in.
Right, which is why we have a little game for you. Does Mitch care? I'm going to go through all of the info Nintendo gave us, and Mitch will be the voice of the people, telling Nintendo whether or not we should care. First up, Punch-Out's Little Mac is joining the lineup for the new Smash Brothers.
Don't care. Might be good.
Next, Mario Kart 8 for Wii U has a release date, and it's May 30th. Also, a trailer showed that the Koopa Kids will be playable characters.
Explain who their mother is, or we don't care.
A new 3DS title, Kirby Triple Deluxe. It's coming out May 2nd for North America and May 16th for Europe. That's right, we're getting it first.
Kirby games have been good lately. I give it a care.
Nintendo had 2 free-to-play games that they're adding, something like that.
Which I really don't care enough to pay attention to.
A new Pokemon spin-off was also announced. Pokemon Battle Troze in North America, or Pokemon Link Battle. For some reason in Europe they got a different name. I don't know. It will be available first in Europe on March 13th and March 20th in North America. In case you're wondering what it is, it's a puzzle game that uses all 718 Pokemon.
All of the Pokemon available in a single game for the first time ever? Care.
And last but not least for the Nintendo Direct news, NES Remix 2 was announced. It includes games like Zelda 2, Super Mario Bros. 2 and 3, including the Lost Levels, people, Dr. Mario, Kid Icarus, Punch-Out, and a few more.
Don't care, care, care. Dr. Mario is amazing. Care and care.
Now on to other news. Gone Home has sold 250,000 copies, about 80% of which were sold on Steam because Steam actually knows how to sell a really good game. More in the realm of PCs, for some reason, WoW subscribers rose to 7.8 million. It's probably due to the announcement of their new expansion, Warlords of Draenor, or however you're really supposed to pronounce it. I swear, even that's too nerdy for this show. Anyways, the rise in subs is stupid because you automatically level to 90 with the expansion if you pre-ordered it. The new level cap is 100 for those of you who are wondering.
Everyone's playing WoW, and here I am with a broken hand because I lost at League of Legends.
Well, nobody told you to punch the floor, Mitch.
Nobody told me not to punch the floor, Jess.
You already know that Apple is coming out with its next iteration of Apple TV, but you may not know that it is supposed to offer live TV with it via Time Warner, which was just bought out by Comcast. It's supposed to be available as a gaming option as well, but I'll just stick with my consoles, which means I'm also probably not going to check out that new tech Samsung is supposedly working on. Reportedly, you'll be able to plug your handset into a TV and play games via Bluetooth controller. Another possibility is that you just buy the games through a store on your Samsung Smart TV. I don't know, don't care.
Don't care.
We're not playing that game anymore, Mitch. It's done. What else is there? Oh yes, Twitch ranks 4th in internet traffic, which is below the likes of Google and Netflix, but above Facebook, which is really the only reason why I care. Let's see. Oh, Dyson? They're not just for vacuum cleaners anymore. They're investing over $8 million into a robotics lab in London. They're looking to create domestic robots.
Chobits isn't that far off from a reality show.
That's actually kind of scary. Finally, California is trying to deter phone theft. They're trying to pass a law that includes mandatory kill switches in all smartphones. We'll see how well that works when there are chop shops for phones. And that's it for news this week, guys. By the way, have you found Mitch yet and brought him back?
I am retrieving the Mitch.
Well, the AI's tracked me down, and I guess I have to go back to the studio now, but I got some time at Katsucon, and I have to say, I definitely enjoyed myself. It's a bit of a smaller con than Otakon, which I'm more familiar with. The venue is larger and there's less people attending, which gives you a little bit more breathing room and walking space. And though that means there's not as much attention placed on Katsucon, I'm going to put that as a positive. I'm going to say that if you're a new cosplayer, if you're just getting into anime and the convention scene, Katsucon might be a good opportunity to cut your teeth. I mean, with Otakon, you've got to deal with just everything, pure size and population. Katsucon, a little bit easier to get into.
This is it. This is our chance to shine with Mitch missing and Jess trying to go solo.
Well, I mean, that's kind of irrelevant if you think about it, Jeremy. I mean, we're the stars of our own show and our own universe. But you know what? I think I might know what's happening with Mitch.
Oh, don't say it.
Look, I need to do some research, okay? I'll be right back.
No. Before we do that, words with pictures. She-Hulk #1. Now, lots of people cry foul when a series is released based around a secondary version of a character, but hold on, because She-Hulk is far from a simple gender reversal.
She-Hulk! Not smash?
Well, sometimes. She doesn't always smash, but when she does, she's at the same level of sanity as normal, and she looks the same, because her skin is always green. See, Jennifer Walters had a blood transfusion from her cousin, who happened to be Bruce Banner, and now she defends justice as, well, a lawyer. I mean, she does superheroics sometimes when she's needed, but mostly she practices law.
Hulk! Object?
This series takes a more primary focus on the legal aspects than Marvel's other lawyer superhero Daredevil, which is good because rising star writer Charles Soule is himself a lawyer in addition to a writer. This first issue has art that might turn off some, but it suits the tone. And overall, this issue was a fantastic blend of legitimate courtroom antics, robot punching, and uniqueness that puts it on the forefront of the new Marvel titles. 9.5 out of 10.
Okay, so to wrap up the lovely month of February, and you see what I did there, we're going to be looking at a couple series to kind of keep that vibe going. The first off is Nisekoi. Now, we're going to follow the story of Raku Ichijo. Now, he's your average high school student who is also the sole heir to the head of a very powerful Yakuza family. 10 years from where the story starts off, he meets a girl and he falls in love instantly, and he makes a promise to her that the next time that they reunite, they're going to get married. As fate would have it, 10 years later, where the story actually starts for us, there's this other girl named Chitagi Kirasaki. Now, she's in his class, and she's also the sole heir to the rival Yakuza family in the area. Now, to keep the peace between the two rival families, they now have to get married. This, of course, just turns into this, kind of a rom-com in many ways. And, well, it just goes to show, forced pairing doesn't always work.
I would say forced pairing never works, but I've seen it work with this writer before, so I'm okay with this.
In a way, it's kind of like Romeo and Juliet meets Love Hina.
X-Force #1 is a follow-up to the lackluster Vendetta crossover that ended Uncanny X-Force along with Cable and X-Force.
And lackluster it was.
This series has an interesting cast, retaining Cable, Psylocke, Dr. Nemesis, and Phantom X from recent X-Force. It helps ease in new readers from the perspective of the new member, Marrow. The characters are all pretty interesting, but they seem a tad more grim than usual. Phantom X especially isn't as consistently entertaining as usual, even though this is the first time I've seen a writer actually bother to make his dialogue sound French.
Need a French accent? Why not Gambit?
He's Cajun, Lucas, that's different. The art is stunning. The only real problem with the series so far is the lack of real direction, something that makes X-Force work when it does. But Simon Spurrier just came off an amazing X-Men Legacy run, so I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt for now. This issue stands at a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay, so the next series that I want to talk to you about is a series that I can't pronounce. But think about this. It's flashing on the screen, and inside of it you're looking at aerial combat, romance, and more drama than a season box set of your leading off-brand soap opera.
So, is this that series that's about all the little girls who are half airplane?
No. The series is actually about a prince, well, rather the man who would be prince. He's lost everything by the time the series starts. He's essentially on a quest to return to his hometown, which there's really no guarantee that he'll make it there safely, if at all. Now, full of revenge and hatred in his heart, he meets people along the way who teach him about love and friendship. Honestly, it might be a little bit slow-paced for a lot of anime viewers, but I got high hopes for this one.
Great Pacific #13. There have been all sorts of political shenanigans in this series about a new nation built on a floating island of trash, but now it might have aliens?
Aliens.
After all the misdirection Chaz Worthington's done in this series, it's interesting to see the shoe on the other foot. Chaz is taken for a fascinating walk alongside a man who may or may not be an alien, an enemy, insane, or an old friend. 8 out of 10.
Yet another series that we really should be looking out for, especially wrapping up the lovely month of February. Did it again. One-chan ga Kita. Now, for those of you who are the kind of clingy, overly obsessed, and star-crossed lover type who are just looking for an anime series this season that they can really readily relate to.
Yeah, I can relate to, wait a minute. It says One-chan. Older sister?
Okay, so it does in fact say older sister, and it does sound pretty scandalous, but in the long run of the series, it really isn't.
It could be worse. It could be old boy.
Okay, not to worry, Spike Lee stayed far away from this. Now, the series is about Tomoya Mizuhara. He's 13 years old, his dad remarries, and he gets his 17-year-old sister, who is rather uncomfortably overly affectionate towards him. Now, add this in with a comical cast of fan-servicey characters, and you have a series that could get interesting or collapse in on itself like a flan in a cupboard.
Nightwing #28. This issue had some pretty good art from a relatively new artist whose name I don't feel like pronouncing. The faces aren't always perfect, but the action is definitely very dynamic. This issue continues a trend in recent Nightwing where I'm constantly feeling like I'm missing something. This random couple's been leaving their daughter to be babysat by Nightwing's roommates for a couple issues now, but I don't really remember when it started. It just kind of was happening at some point. And oh, this girl already just happened to stumble upon Nightwing's costume, just doing whatever. Nobody else has done that. Oh, okay. Oh, and now her parents are dead.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Towards the end of this issue, there's some undeniably strong emotional segments, but overall the plot's a bit bare and rushed. 7.5 out of 10.
Another series that has started up recently and is really starting to catch the eye of a lot of people is the series Norin. Now, quick question for those of you out in our viewing audience and members of the cast. Who else has had this very unhealthy obsession with a celebrity or comic book character?
What are you talking about, me? Shut up. I didn't say anything about Stephanie Brown.
Okay, so Stephanie Brown aside, this is a series brought to you by Frontier Works and Silverlink, and it's about this teen idol who basically retires, and now the boy who we're actually going to be following in the story, who was her biggest fan, I'm talking leader of her fan club for years and years throughout her career. He's heartbroken by her retirement, but lo and behold, she goes back to high school, which now he is in her class, or rather she's in his. And so now he, the #1 fan of this pop idol, now has the ultimate chance of a lifetime to become more than just a classmate to his, well, his longtime crush. And to be honest, who isn't going to be rooting for this guy?
Batgirl number 28. This series got off to a pretty rough start, but ever since Gail Simone got fired and then unfired, it's been on a bit of a roll. After the Batgirl Wanted arc, this is a great jumping on point with a crazy new villain obsessed with taking down the vampire conspiracy that secretly run Gotham. Yes, he's talking about the Batman family. This guy Silver is a bit more off his rocker than that seems, and it's this insanity that ties together some of the looser plot elements of the story. Between all that and a team up with Strix, this has basically everything I could ask for in a Batgirl issue.
Well, except for Stephanie Brown.
Shut up, don't remind me. Anyways, the plot's got a lot going on that doesn't 100% come together, but it's still an excellent issue. 9.5 out of 10.
Okay, so the final anime series that I want you all to be looking out for this week is a series called Wizard Barristers, Benmachi Cecil. Now, picture this. It's Tokyo, Japan. The year is 2018. Now, normal humans and magic peacefully coexist.
Ah, so Japan's finally gotten their hands on Harry Potter. I mean, I'm sure that they'll have a totally unique take on the concept.
Okay, so basically, having both humans and magic coexist, you have to have laws against using magic. Now, anytime when this happens, this has to be settled in what else but magical court. Now, Benmachi are basically magical lawyers, and they're not to be confused with the type of people who represent people like O.J. Simpson, Casey Anthony, and George Zimmerman. Instead, the series actually follows a woman named Cecil, the youngest barrister in history, as she and her associates defend their clients in magic court and their cases.
Oh, so Magical Phoenix, right?
What do you mean the AI virus is no longer here?
I mean the virus once in your entertainment system is no longer detected here at all.
Perfect! Mitch is at Katsucon, and suddenly the AI virus has decided to leave as well. This just gets weirder and weirder.
Well, it is a good segue to bring up our skits for good, bad, and random.
Behold the convention.
Good. Learning. Panels at conventions can actually be fairly educational. And when they're not, it's usually people yelling at other people who've obtained careers, and that can be kind of funny too.
Bad. Noobs. If you go to a con with a first-timer, remember, never let them make decisions. If you want to get the most out of your day, you have to use your time wisely. Plan a schedule.
Random. Fat dudes dressed as Sailor Moon. Seriously. Cringeworthy.
Good. The swag. Conventions are the origins of the word swag. Every good convention worth its salt has excellent free giveaways, and even bad conventions have excellent artwork available in the dealer's rooms.
Bad. Traffic. Traffic is the unwritten rule of cons. Driving will be bad. Walking will be bad. Lines will actually lines will also be bad.
All the spontaneous dancing. Seriously, dancing can occur at any time, and so can singing.
Good. The community. Never is the nerd more powerful than when he's in a group of his peers. Whether it's singing the same song or everyone laughing at the same inside joke, the nerd is never more powerful than at a convention.
Bad. Hygiene. Please shower before con day. You will be indoors, and the unclean can turn elevators into stank traps.
This.
Thanks, bronies.
Yeah, that happened. No words.
Look, I'm just saying, I don't care how much you say it shouldn't happen, Gambit should have his own movie. All right? I'm just saying, it's about time.
I'm not saying he can. He's the right character
Maybe
to do it.
Hold on, wait a sec. Hey, it's one of those hologram messages. Hey, Jess, how you doing?
Jess, you there?
Guys, you need to help me with Mitch and this stupid AI.
Well, no, we kind of have both of those covered. Yeah, I've been doing some research.
Okay, I'm listening.
Well, according to Lucas's research, the AI has somehow evolved into a literal human virus, and it's somehow infected Mitch.
Okay, so then how am I not infected?
Well, you see, the thing is, you're a cyborg, and, well, the AI won't infect its own kind.
Well, fine, but we have to get Mitch back by the end of the episode. Jeremy?
I'm on it.
And I think you and I need to have a little discussion. Okay, so right now I'm having this cross-dimensional debate with Jessica discussing whether or not Katsucon, for some outrageous reason, would be better than Otakon. Well, I'm here to set the record straight.
And I'm here to prove that we're not from some backwaters dimension. Lucas, I'll let you start.
Well, to start off with, Jess, at least our AI doesn't sound like a used car salesman. Now, on to more important matters, like Otakon. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there. Otakon is the East Coast mecca of all anime conventions. 300,000 attendants every year coming out to Baltimore just so they can be part of the experience.
Where Otakon might be a mecca, Katsucon is more like an oasis. Sure, there's not as many people in attendance, but it's a closer-knit crowd because it is such a small group. The area is better, and overall, I think you really get to know people on a more personal level than you do at Otakon.
Okay, so getting to know people on a more personal level, that's nice. But at the same time, when you think about all the people who don't actually bathe, think about it. Do you really want to get that intimate with someone who hasn't showered in a week? Second of all, think about this. At the National Harbor at the Gaylord Hotel, you've got, about 2 or 3 levels that may or may not be interrupted by some kind of a concrete laying expo. We have 3 city blocks and multiple stories to hold these events every year, and it is incredible.
See, here's the thing about people and them not showering for a week. At least we have room to breathe. Because there's less people, there's more space. See? Math, it's easy. Now, you might have more space, but 3 blocks of garbage is what you really have. Your panels are whack compared to what Katsucon has. I mean, they have all kinds of ones that are 18 plus, as well as ones that are family friendly. And you know what? They're more centered towards what the fan can do to prove their fandom versus, oh, let's just go watch anime while we're wearing costumes.
Okay, so you're saying that Katsucon is focused more on the actual con-goer and the anime enthusiasts who now they have a chance to, sort of prove their loyalty to their brands and all that. Well, think about this. We may have an excess of panels, but at the same time, we have a lot more to do and see than just seeing what the new premieres are. We have panels, workshops, speakers from the industry. We have culture groups come in. It's not just anime.
Lucas, I can honestly say I've been to both cons, and Katsucon just has the better panels. They have topics I'm more interested in, and the guest speakers really seem to want to talk to the con-goers instead of just talk at them.
Okay, so panels and workshops aside, think about this. Let's look at the funner activities that every con should have. A rave, a masquerade ball. We rave hard, we rave for a long time, every day. Not to mention our masquerade ball can't be contained in some tiny little expo room at the National Harbor. All right, we have to have an entire stadium dedicated to it.
Guess what? Katsucon also has 2 nights of raves. Not to mention our masquerade ball, more awesome. Hello, Lulu Han was there. And that just tops everything.
Okay, so you had Lulu Han. And while that's pretty tough to beat, we have our own star-studded events. All right, we've got Uncle Yo, +2 comedy. We've got, last year alone, we had the actual premiere of the live-action Rurouni Kenshin movie before Japan got to see it. And let me just finish off with this. Katsucon this past February may have had their 20th year, but compared to them, we at Otakon are the originators.
You want to talk about originators? Katsucon has Robotech. Seriously. Oh, and I'm going to say it again. Lulu Han. Hello. We have a better location, better food, and the staff is just phenomenal, especially when you compare it to Otakon.
It's good to have you back, Mitchell.
And to think, all we needed to cure him was a bottle of orange juice.
Oh, Mitchell is still infected.
Then why is he chugging the orange juice?
I bet him 20 PayPal dollars that he couldn't drink the whole bottle.
So how are we getting the virus out of him then?
Who knows? But I just won 20 PayPals, and that's all the time we have for this week.
This is Nerdcast coming to you live from the Gaylord in
Yeah, it's gonna be great for
It's
the
a
show.
warm-up shot.
It's gonna be
It's a
great
warm-up
for the
shot. And another guy in front of me doing the same thing. He's doing much better work. His camera is shinier.
Do you want to build snowman? Let's go play.